New World Championship belts to debut on WWE SmackDown tonight. WWE reportedly discussing another title unification match, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar to face each other in a gruesome stipulation match. Logan Paul returning as a surprise entrant for the Money in the Bank ladder match. WWE's original plans for Bray Wyatt's return feud. Jey Uso betrays Roman Reigns and more. Let's jump right into it. New World Championship belts to debut on WWE SmackDown tonight. It has been a season of new belts in Techland recently, and two more belt designs might debut on tonight's edition of WWE SmackDown. After the reveal of a new World Heavyweight Championship in May, the company also introduced the new undisputed WWE Universal Championship on last week's episode of WWE SmackDown. However, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins might not be the only stars receiving new championship belts. According to a recent report from Zero News, the company could debut the new women's world titles as soon as tonight's SmackDown. The new gold hearing could be tonight, likely to be the new women's titles, stated Zero News. If true, this is definitely a good direction considering Asuka is on WWE SmackDown as the Raw Women's Champion, while Rhea Ripley is a Raw superstar with the SmackDown Women's Championship. After betraying Roman Reigns at Night of Champions 2023, Jey Uso confronted his cousin and demanded respect in the group. However, the Tribal Chief and Solo Sikoa had different intentions. Solo went on to hit Jimmy with a Samoan spike as Jey Uso stood in shock. Fans are unclear about the right-hand man's thinking about the current scene in the bloodline. Thankfully, Paul Heyman appeared on Raw, announcing that Jey Uso will clear his side on the next episode of WWE SmackDown. Hopefully, fans will get some clarity about where Jey stands in the middle of the bloodline's internal conflicts. While Jey appears to have Jimmy's back right now, we can never be sure. He could also surprise the fans by joining the Tribal Chief or even just leaving the scene, as he believes that the family should work together. All answers will be given tonight as the right-hand man finally discusses his opinion on the situation. WWE reportedly discussing another title unification match. WWE has a long history of unifying titles, and it is often one of the most must-see aspects of the product. It appears that the company is planning to go down the same route with the women's tag team titles. The current women's tag team championships are held by Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, who recently captured the gold after winning the fatal four-way match. However, there is another set of tag titles on the main roster as NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were promoted to SmackDown during the 2023 draft. While Alba and Isla have not defended their coveted titles on SmackDown, according to FightFans, Triple H and Co. are discussing pitting the duo against Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey in a title unification match. Rousey/Baszler versus Alba/Isla in unification has been discussed internally recently, but no word if they're going to go through with it yet. Rousey has been very vocal about the lack of depth in the WWE Women's Tag Division. A possible title unification could give the champions a chance to defend the titles across all three brands, providing them with an opportunity to face fresh opponents. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar to face each other in a gruesome stipulation match. The rivalry between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar is reaching a fever pitch as the two men are stopping at nothing to bring one another down. Cody Rhodes recently laid out an open challenge for the Beast Incarnate. As per reports, they are set to clash for the third encounter at SummerSlam this year. Interestingly, it could be in a Texas bull rope match made famous by Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes introduced the Texas bull rope match to WWE in the 1970s, a bout that would forever be associated with his name. In this match, two competitors are tethered together by a bull rope, allowing them to use the rope as a weapon to whip and restrain their opponent. The match takes place under no disqualification rules, adding an extra layer of intensity and brutality. An opponent has to be dragged to all four corners of the ring. Some of the most memorable Texas bull rope matches in WWE, including the bouts between JBL and Eddie Guerrero and Randy Orton and Dusty Rhodes. The stipulation has not been used for a long time in the company, with Orton versus Dusty Rhodes in 2007 being the last major Texas bull rope match in WWE. Here's what Dave Meltzer of UON stated. Lesnar versus Rhodes idea will be one of the SummerSlam main events. There has been a lot of talk about adding a stipulation, and one of the ideas is a bull rope match. Cody Rhodes' father, Dusty Rhodes, faced Randy Orton in this type of match in 2007. This was his final match in WWE, even though he did wrestle in FCW after that. The veteran Rhodes displayed his trademark brawling style, using the rope to wear down his opponent. Despite a valiant effort, Dusty ultimately fell to Orton, but not before leaving an indelible mark on the match and in the hearts of fans around the world. The intensity of the rivalry between the American Nightmare and Brock Lesnar would justify a match of such gruesome proportions if WWE decides to go ahead with it. Winning a match against someone like Brock Lesnar, especially in a match made famous by his father, would not only serve as an emotional moment, but also solidify Rhodes as a top star. Logan Paul returning as a surprise entrant for the Money in the Bank ladder match. The upcoming WWE Money in the Bank 2023 Premium Live event could feature several returns, and one of them could certainly be none other than the internet megastar Logan Paul. The Maverick was last seen in WWE at WrestleMania 39, where he suffered a loss against Seth Rollins. His match was received well, and fans patiently await his comeback to the squared circle. After rumors of Logan Paul possibly working Money in the Bank and SummerSlam 2023 emerged, Zero News recently reported that he could be a surprise entrant in the men's ladder match if he is to return at the premium live event. The source also reported potential candidates to win the match. Logan would be last-minute surprised if it was to happen, stated Zero News. Considering the heat Logan receives from the fans, him being a surprise entrant and going on to win the briefcase could be a great idea to create nuclear heat. Nothing is confirmed, so we will have to wait and see if he makes a comeback on July 2. Money in the Bank has always been one of the most interesting WWE shows of the year, and this year's installment will be no exception. The company has planned 2 ladder matches to crown this year's winners of the briefcases. Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, and LA Knight have already confirmed their spots for the men's ladder match, while Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, and Zoe Stark have qualified for the women's ladder match. Apart from the ladder matches, the company is expected to feature Roman Reigns at the event as well. The Tribal Chief could seemingly team up with Solo Sikoa to go up against the Usos at the premium live event. Seth Rollins wants to face Logan Paul again. Seth Rollins defeated Damian Priest on the June 5 episode of WWE Raw to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Moving forward, the Visionary is open to the idea of renewing his rivalry with Logan Paul. On April 1, Rollins defeated Paul in a first-time ever contest at WrestleMania 39. The two previously crossed paths in the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match, where the YouTube sensation surprisingly eliminated the former Shield member. In an interview on My Love Letter to Wrestling, Rollins explained why he would like to face Paul again one day. It's on par with any of the other WrestleMania matches I've ever had. So that's a testament to me and how fantastic I am, but also it's a testament to him and how much hard work he put in and got himself in the absolute best possible position to succeed. It was a great time. I'd love to do it again. The finish to the match saw Rollins land a stomp on Paul after countering a coast-to-coast into a super kick. The 16-minute bout also featured a spot where Paul accidentally put his business partner KSI through the announce table with a top rope frog splash. Before WrestleMania 39, Seth Rollins' wife Becky Lynch said she dislikes part-time performers taking television time away from full-time superstars. 2 months on from their match, Rollins now respects Logan Paul for everything he has achieved away from the wrestling business. Say what you will about his personality and how he conducts himself outside of the ring and his different exploits and all that, I don't pretend to comment or know about all that stuff, but he's a hard-working cat. He's a hustler, and I don't think you get to his level of success just kind of phoning it in. In the immediate future, Rollins looks set to feud with Finn Balor following their stare down at the end of this week's Raw. NXT star Braun Breaker has also challenged the World Heavyweight Champion to a match. Would you like to see Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins again? Let us know in the comments section below. WWE's original plans for Bray Wyatt's return feud. It's been a long time since we felt Bray Wyatt's presence in the WWE. The Eater of Worlds abruptly vanished in the middle of a feud with Bobby Lashley on the road to WrestleMania 39. However, it seems like the time for him to make a return is getting closer, and it looks like the company had some early plans drafted for him. The new face of Fear received many cheers and positive reactions from the crowd on his return to the company at Extreme Rules last year. But it seems like the public opinion of the WWE Universe began to sour a bit after some time. Bray's relationship with his fans seems to be getting rocky following his disappearance from the company due to an apparent health issue. According to a report from Zero News, it was noted that his return could happen sometime soon. The report mentioned that WWE was being hopeful of having Bray Wyatt resume his prior feud with Bobby Lashley, which was set up for a match at WrestleMania 39 and shifted to SummerSlam instead. However, it was also stated that there is no update on the feud happening now and noted that multiple options will be explored for his return. Dutch Mantel gave his thoughts on Bray Wyatt's former alternate ego, The Fiend, and he didn't hold back any criticism. Wyatt seemed to be the center of attention upon his return to WWE as he introduced a new arc for his character for everyone to see. After a slow start to a fresh story from him, the former Universal Champion introduced everyone to Uncle Howdy, who looked to haunt him. However, everyone also wondered if The Fiend had completely vanished for good after this revelation. Dutch Mantel recently unloaded on Wyatt's character on his podcast, and the former WWE manager stated that he didn't know if The Fiend was supposed to be a heel or a babyface. The veteran claimed that he never saw the purpose of him and also made a bold claim that he didn't manage to draw any money except for merchandise sales, leading to him never being pushed as the main event talent. The Fiend, I don't even know if he was a heel or a babyface. It was according to what his opponent was, I guess, but I never saw the purpose of him. He never drew any money. Now he may sell some merchandise, but if he's just going to sell merchandise, let's keep him down on your card and don't try to push him into your main event because I don't think he's going to sell any tickets. Who do you think Bray Wyatt should face upon his return to WWE? Sound off in the comments section down below. Jey Uso betrays Roman Reigns. Tonight's episode of WWE SmackDown will feature Jey Uso's decision regarding his stance with Roman Reigns. However, the history between the family points out that their past might finally catch up to them. Roman Reigns should definitely watch his back on tonight's WWE SmackDown, as Jey Uso might betray him. After Jimmy Uso betrayed the tribal chief on Night of Champions, the latter kicked him out of the group last week. Jey is now tasked to choose between his own twin and the bloodline. 32 months ago, on the 2020 Hell in a Cell Premium Live event, Reigns and Jey battled inside the hellish structure in an I Quit match. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion dismantled Uso, but the latter refused to quit. The match ended after Jimmy entered the ring and begged Roman to stop. The head of the table then put Jimmy in a guillotine, forcing Jey to quit for the sake of his brother. Jey and Roman are not the only members of the bloodline. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman are also in the group. Due to the latter two's inclusion, it's no wonder that they also had some thoughts about the upcoming confrontation. Days before WWE SmackDown, Solo Sikoa tweeted an old photo of the bloodline. The members include his brothers, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. However, Jimmy and Sami were crossed out, signifying their removal. This could also be the Enforcer's way of hinting at Jey's fate. On this week's WWE Raw, Paul Heyman also predicted that Jey would join his brother Solo Sikoa instead, even adding that Jey will fall in line behind Roman Reigns like he always has. The head of the table has only competed in tag team bouts recently. From the looks of it, this might continue to do so in the near future. As per WWE via Ringside News, a Stanford-based promotion is planning for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion to participate in another tag team match. At the moment, there are still no participants involved. However, with what's transpiring within the bloodline, he might team up with Solo Sikoa to take on the Usos if Jey doesn't fall in line. It will be interesting to see what will happen on the upcoming episode of the Friday night show. Who do you think Jey Uso will side with tonight? Share your pick below. WWE fans don't want Roman Reigns to face heavily pushed star at WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40 is 10 months away, but it hasn't stopped people from wondering who Roman Reigns will face at the event. The current undisputed WWE Universal Champion will likely keep his title heading into next year's shows, which would mean a fourth consecutive main event for him. One idea that has floated around among the WWE universe is Reigns taking on his cousin Solo Sikoa at Mania. The Sultan of the Spike is being pushed quite a bit, having taken minimal losses since debuting on the main roster. He seems primed for a world title match against the Big Uso at some stage. However, fans are not interested in seeing Sikoa headline WrestleMania 40 against Roman Reigns. They feel the 30-year-old is not ready for such a spot, even though he influenced the outcome of this year's Mania main event. A match between the two can instead happen at another show, like SummerSlam or Royal Rumble. Meanwhile, some fans already have a preferred main event of WrestleMania 40. A rematch between Reigns and Cody Rhodes seems like the best option, especially after how their match ended this April. It remains to be seen how WWE books Solo Sikoa going forward. He may be aligned to Roman Reigns and part of the bloodline now, but things can change quickly. The tribal chief's trusted enforcer is sticking by him for now, even betraying Jimmy Uso. Sikoa showed his loyalty to Reigns with that merciless move, effectively drawing the battle lines between the two of them and the Usos. A tag team match is expected at Money in the Bank. Considering the controlled pace of the bloodline story, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa's eventual split might happen after a few months. SummerSlam may be too soon, with Jimmy or Jey Uso likely to challenge for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship instead. However, as suggested above, Reigns vs. Sikoa could happen at Royal Rumble 2024. The tribal chief can then wrap up his family issues before facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. However, what if WWE tops itself with the biggest blow-off possible by bringing back The Rock? It would be the perfect ending to this leg of Roman's record-breaking reign. Who should Roman Reigns face at WrestleMania 40? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for